What's going on YouTube? Man, I'm here with a video on my top 5 best budget knives under $35. Now, obviously this knife is not going to be featuring in this list, but I just wanted to throw something up here while I was talking. So anyways, there are of course a lot of great knives out there for this price point, under $35. There's a knife out there for everyone at any price point really. But with my experience, I definitely have come to prefer a few models out there. So I figured I'd just make a quick list. Again, this is just my opinion, and I would really love to hear comments on your opinion of your favorite knife for $35 or less. So anyways, getting into it, I'm going to start off with one that may or may not be a surprise to some people, and this is going to be the Lightning OTF. So this one right here is the OG model, the made in Taiwan version. You can see right here the old school pocket clip. This is my second variant. I did order this off of Grindworks, and I do not know if they are still in stock or not, but this was $440 steel and $30 with aluminum scales. But I do know that the Lightning Elite OTF is definitely still being manufactured. It's going to be the same steel, pretty much the same aluminum scales, slight improvement, and I'll definitely be making a comparison video between the two, but a slight improvement over the original model, although it is made in China. So I cannot attest to how it will hold up super long term, but $34.99, fantastic. Definitely very, very sharp, not going to be the sharpest per se, but I mean, it is definitely shaving sharp actually out of the box. I have not cut anything with this, and fantastic action, a lot of fun to play with for sure. You got this pocket clip with 3 screws, so not going to be the most deep carry, and definitely not going to be the most lightweight overall. Real quick, you can see that the weight on this, because of the aluminum construction, is going to be 4.06 ounces. So if that's going to be a negative for you, definitely, take a note of that. But moving on to my number 4 spot, I am going to go ahead and throw in the Ontario Knife Company Wraith Ice Series Glacier. So, before I start with this, OKC, Ontario Knife Company, they make the Rat series, the Rat 1 and the Rat 2. And you're not going to see those in this list. I'm going to go ahead and just say that from the start. And that's just because I have not had experience with them. I'm not saying that they're bad knives or anything, just there's a gajillion reviews on those particular knives, and everybody knows that they're fantastic. And I just wanted to, give my opinion, featuring a list with a few different knives. So anyways, this particular one is, again, the Wraith, the Glacier Ice Series. So you can see it's got these really cool translucent blue scales. They do have a red, a gray, and then I think there's another color out there. But anyways, there's a little bit of discrepancy out there on what the steel is for this knife. Some say it's going to be a 1.4 116 German steel, and then their website does state it's AUS8, but either way, it's definitely going to be really great for the price because this thing is $22. Really fantastic. I did order it off of Amazon, but I do know that you can get it from other knife retailers as well online. You do have a thumb stud action on both sides, lockback design, of course, made in Taiwan, Ontario Knife Company. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better. There you can see, really, really love the translucent scales that you can see, the lockback design and how it functions right there. Just a really cool little knife, pretty deep carry with this pocket clip. And the very, very best thing about this is going to be the weight. You can see right here, 1.55 ounces. That is ridiculous. I mean, especially for the price, again, $22. You really just can't beat it for that much money. So moving on to the number 3 spot, going to be featuring one of 2 knives that I would, classify right here, and that's going to be the Mini Tough Light from Cold Steel. And I would throw the Tough Light in this category as well. To be honest with you, I don't know the price on the Tough Light. I believe it is less than $35, but this Mini Tough Light I did order on Amazon as well, and it was on sale for $22, just like the OKC Wraith. And this thing is just phenomenal. It's going to be featuring a 4034 stainless steel, but the ergonomics on this are just fits like a glove. It's a little bit small for me. I actually put my pinky underneath it, But you know, you got some nice jimping right here. It's basically going to be a glorified box cutter, but realistically for a lot of our EDC needs, that's all you do need. And you can see lockback design, but this is going to be featuring the Triad lock from Cold Steel, which if you don't know about the Triad lock, I'm not going to explain it right here in this video, but go look it up. It's going to be hands down, you know, one of the most strongest lock designs out there, and arguably the most strongest lockback design that there is. So really a great little knife here. Love the thumb hole opening as well, as opposed to the thumb stud. That is one thing I will say about the OKC Wraith, is it's not the easiest to open. Sometimes if your hands get slick, this plastic will get slick and your fingers will slide off. Definitely don't have that problem with the Mini Tough Light from Cold Steel. And then you can see you've got this pocket clip right here, single position, and then a lanyard hole, which is pretty nice on a knife this small. Again, I found this for $22, but you can pick them up anywhere from $20 to $30 in that price point for the Mini Tough Light, as I stated. Now, getting into the number 2 is where, you know, it got a little difficult for me because I'm a big fan of the knife I'm about to present. And this is actually the reason I do not own a Ontario Rat 2 or 1. And that is because I definitely am a fan, oh man, completely failed on the thumb flick, a fan of the SE Avispa. So, you know, they do make a Zancudo, which is going to be a smaller version of this, basically the size of a Delica. But this is going to be the larger Avispa, which is going to be pretty much comparable to a Paramilitary 2, if you know the specs on that. But the price on this guy, I paid $28. This was a Knifeworks exclusive. They are still for sale in stock on knifeworks.com, but you can definitely get these on Amazon as well. This is featuring OS 8, but they do make a D2 variant of this. I believe the price of the D2 has gone down as low as $35, so definitely keep your eye out there. The D2 would definitely be a little bit of an upgrade if you're concerned about that, but I am definitely a fan of OS 8 steel myself, and you don't have to worry about corrosion. Fantastic blade, love the shape, full flat grind with a fantastic sharpening choil, very sharp out of the box. You do have the thumb studs, but you know, I will say as you break it in, it gets very smooth. That is not the case out of the box. I did not loosen the pivot though. I just worked with it, and honestly, opening it and closing it 100 times, it's just super smooth now. You know, it's not gonna be super, well, I mean, relatively drop shutty for the price, but you know, just fantastic. Stainless steel frame lock right here, and then you do have Grivery plastic scales right here on the outside, face layer, and then you can see you've got nested milled stainless steel liners in there. Pillar design, you know, standoff, just really easy to keep clean. Really fantastic ergonomics on this knife. Your 4 fingers just sit in that groove perfectly, and you actually have a nice, you know, grip up point here, 4-finger choil. You know, it's not really cut out, but you definitely notice it, and it is definitely a usable choil. Full flat grind, as I mentioned, SE BRK Avispa. Avispa is Spanish for wasp, and then this is of course the stonewashed variant, but they do make this with a black coated blade, and then the stainless steel handle side is also black coated to match. Can't say enough about this knife, especially for the price. It's a great user, really solid lockup, just such a great knife. You know, if you're interested in knives at any price point, honestly, I would still recommend this because it's great to have a knife that is this affordable, you know, in case you're worried about beating up one of your more expensive knives. So finally, before I get to my number 1 spot, I did want to address the weight on a couple of these. I don't know if I had measured there you go, 1.52 on the Mini Tough Light, and then the Avispa is going to be definitely heavier, being a stainless steel constructed frame lock, coming in at 4.41 ounces. So my number 1, finally, here we are, is gonna be the Boker no, I'm just kidding, it's not the Boker Mermaid. This thing's not bad actually though. I'll definitely be doing a video on it, but it is going to be the Victorinox Tinker. Now, the Tinker, you know, it's just, you know, it's fantastic. You know, it's a Swiss Army knife, and it was kind of difficult because there are a lot of different Swiss Army knives, you know, under $35 that you could get. Arguably the most popular would be the Classic. This one right here is a, special edition deep dive. And this, of course, is a Smoky Mountain Knifeworks special exclusive. Love the Trash Panda on this. But anyways, I did select the Tinker just because it's a little bit larger than the Classic SD, and you can get them in every color imaginable, different patterns, different exclusives. This is a Blade HQ exclusive, and you're going to be featuring a full flat grind, standard blade right here. You can see it is going to be, of course, Swiss made. You do have a smaller blade on this side. You can see you've got a screwdriver and then a pick in there. You do have a couple of other things such as a can opener and there we are, bottle opener. So these also do act as flathead screwdrivers, which is really fantastic. And then you do also get tweezers right here, you can see, and then a toothpick. So overall, just a phenomenal multi-tool. Nice ring right here if you want to attach it to a key ring, especially on the smaller models. But, overall, these are just going to last you so long. I mean, how many of us have, knives that were given to us by our fathers or grandfathers that are old Swiss Army knives that still work and function like they're new today? I mean, maybe they're a little bit beat up in appearance, but these things are just so fantastic for the money. And, I really just can't say enough about them. Again, the Tinker is my personal favorite, I would say, especially in the size. It's not too thick. You can step up to things like the Spartan for sure. This one is going to be the same thickness and the same price point, but with a corkscrew, so I did want to feature that. There we go. And as I was saying, stepping up, you've got the Climber, which is definitely going to be thicker here, and not as easy in the pocket, and generally going to be above $35. But anyways, as I said, for my #1 best budget knife under $35, I'm going to go with the Victorinox Tinker. I highly recommend you get one. If you're curious about my personal Victorinox Swiss Army knives that I own, check out my collection video. But please just go online at the different knife distributors, look at their exclusives. Swiss Knife Shop is another great online retailer. And then, of course, like all the others, you can get this thing on Amazon. The only one that you can't get on Amazon, as I'm thinking about it, is going to be the Lightning OTF. I think they used to be for sale on Amazon, but I don't believe that's the case anymore. But I digress. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Thank you.